Hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Hope everyone is doing good and everyone is safe. So, first let us just think or just discuss in a brief manner what exactly we have done till now. It's all about wave motion. What kind of wave motions are existing, on what basis we have divided them into, like longitudinal wave and transverse wave, mechanical wave, non-mechanical wave, and what is the equation of a wave. So those are the things we have seen. Today also we'll continue from there and we'll try to understand little bit more things. First of all, when you consider a longitudinal or any wave, the general equation of a progressive wave, what we have taken is y equal to a sine omega t minus kx, or here it can come like plus kx also. If it is minus kx, I explained you that the wave is traveling along positive x-axis. If the same wave is traveling along negative x-axis, then minus or minus plus omega t plus kx will come. We discussed that one. And here I said, where A is amplitude, the maximum displacement of one particle in the medium. Like when there is a medium, you consider, suppose this is the medium. Now the wave is traveling and this is the medium and the wave is traveling. See, as we discussed, there are two types of waves. That is, one is longitudinal wave and another one is transverse wave. First, let us consider longitudinal wave. Then, at one point, the particles come together and next the particles move apart while vibrating. How they will vibrate? As the wave is traveling towards right side, the vibration will be like this. If this is the equilibrium position, then particles will vibrate like this. So this is called one full vibration. Now, in that vibrations, the particles of the medium crowded at one position and far at another position. And this we call it as compression and this we call it as rarefaction. Compression, rarefaction. Similar way, when you consider the transverse wave, the particles will vibrate like this. This is the wave propagation, horizontal direction. The vibration must be perpendicular to it, that means along vertical, like this. If this is the equilibrium position, it will go up, come back, then move in opposite direction, then come back. Same like oscillation. Now here, if you consider, the particles will go like this. And here we will represent like this. So this is called crest. This is called trough. Crest and trough. Like when you consider the string attached to one fixed support and other point you give the jerk, then it will go like this. So there particles are vibrating up and down. It's not like this point will move here. This point will vibrate here only and that shape will come like crest and trough. So this is not the wave motion. This is the vibration of the particles and the transverse wave travels in the form of crest and trough, like one mountain and one valley. So crest and trough. And if you consider these two, so here we will define one thing, that in one vibration, this is called one vibration. When particle completes one vibration, that means in a period of one time period, the wave travels from one point to another point. Here also same, from one point to other point, or from one point to other point, such that from crest to crest, successive crests, or trough to trough, or compression to compression, or rarefaction to rarefaction. So this is the distance travelled by wave in one time period or one vibration. That only we called as what? Wavelength. And that only we can define in terms of these things, like the distance between two successive compression or rarefaction is defined as wavelength in case of longitudinal wave. Same if you consider transverse wave, the distance between two successive crests or the distance between two successive trough, we call it as same wavelength. And that wavelength here we relate in this equation as k equal to 2 pi by lambda, where k is called what we call it as wave number. And here the particle vibrating with some maximum displacement, that we call it as A, that is the amplitude. So each particle is vibrating. Each particle has some displacement from equilibrium position at every instant, that is time t. And different particles are at different position, that position is x. So now if this is the origin, this particle means this is the position, and at that instant what is the displacement from the equilibrium position, that is called y. So why I am telling again all these things, because based on the same thing they will ask one more question in the entrance. The next question what they can ask is, here all the particles are vibrating. So as the particles are vibrating, nothing but just like oscillating, they must have displacement at every point. They must have some velocity at every point, and that value we can find it using the differentiation. Same manner as we did in the simple harmonic motion. Like in simple harmonic motion, I will remind you, the displacement was A sin omega t. Then what was the velocity we have taken? dx by dt. Then A omega cos omega t. Acceleration was dv by dt. Then if you differentiate again, minus A omega square sin omega t. So by differentiating displacement we can get velocity. By differentiating velocity we can get acceleration. Okay, this we have done in SHM, where we use the differentiation formula d by dt of sin omega t, means here t coefficient will become multiplier, differentiation of sin will become cos. Same d by dt of cos, here t coefficient will become multiplier, but differentiation of cos will become minus sin. That is what the formula we have used. But here not only omega t, here x term is also there. That's why here if you consider same formula, let us take d by dt of sin omega t minus kx. Here with respect to time, here with respect to time means t coefficient will come. What is the t coefficient? Omega. So omega into differentiation of sin cos. Because with respect to t, x here is constant. So that's why differentiation of x with respect to t, we will take it as 0. Why? Differentiation of any constant must be what? 0. Then d by dt of cos omega t minus kx, suppose. Again with respect to t coefficient omega, but differentiation of cos minus. So minus omega minus sin omega t minus kx. Now one more also will come here, that is d by dx. So in which situation it will come, we will discuss. What is that? Is differentiation of same function but with respect to x now. That is sin omega t minus kx. With respect to t means t coefficient will come. With respect to x means x coefficient will come. What is the x coefficient? Minus k. Again differentiation of sign, what will become? Cos. So minus k cos omega t minus kx. Same d by dx of cos omega t minus kx equal to, here x coefficient is minus k, differentiation of cos is minus sin omega t minus kx. So minus of minus plus. So k sin omega t minus kx. So why we require this formula? A doubt comes in your mind. So don't be so hurry. The thing is, based on this equation, they'll ask two more things in the entrance. That is, the first one is, as particles are vibrating, moving, whether it is longitudinal wave or transverse wave in the form of rarefaction or compression or crest or trough, whatever it is, but they are in motion, then there must be some velocity. Already we discussed one velocity, but that is whose velocity we discussed? Wave velocity. Now whose velocity we are talking about? We are talking about velocity of particle. At any instant, at any position, what is the velocity of one particular particle of the medium in which, through which wave is traveling? So here we can get particle velocity. What is that? Particle velocity. What is particle velocity? Any velocity, rate of change of displacement. What is the displacement of the particle? Y. So what is the velocity will become? dy by dt. Now here dy by dt, A is constant. Then differentiation of sign, this formula. So omega into cos omega t minus kx. So same like oscillation. There A omega cos omega t. Here extra what term is coming? Kx, that's it. Here extra kx is there. So here one extra kx is there. That's it. So remaining procedure is same kind of formula we are applying. And we applied also. Now this is the particle velocity. And I hope you remember that while discussing SHM, we also talked about maximum velocity of the particle, V maximum, which was equal to V maximum as A omega. Why? Because the cos value maximum 1. So when the variable becomes maximum, the quantity also gets its maximum value. So that's why we called maximum velocity as A omega. Same way here also. What is the maximum velocity of the particle? Vp maximum will become what? A omega. That is the maximum particle velocity. Now, the next thing, there we discussed after velocity what? Acceleration. Same thing here also, that is acceleration. Acceleration equal to what? dv by dt. Now dv by dt means differentiation of this. So that is a omega constant. Now differentiation of cos minus omega sin omega t minus kx. So minus omega square a sin omega t minus kx. But here a sin omega t minus kx nothing but what? Y. So minus omega square y. There also we got same thing. But 99.9% they'll ask question based on this particle velocity only. Most of the times. They'll ask what is the particle velocity only, usually. But for the safe side, we also derive this equation, which you just remember like a formula. But give more attention on this one, particle velocity. What is the particle velocity at any instant for any particle at position x? and what is its maximum possible velocity. These two things. Now, one more thing also they will ask for the same thing, that is slope of the wave. What is the other thing they will ask? Slope. Here y versus x. So if you draw a graph, what is the slope formula will become? Either delta y by delta x or dy by dx. We have discussed already. But when we use this formula, here sine means curve will come, graph. Sine like this will come. So we should not use this formula because this is for straight graph. As it is curved graph, we will go for this formula dy by dx. So they will ask what is the slope of the wave. So slope means dy by dx. Again same thing. So here you have to take the same equation. A is constant a. Then differentiation of sine. But with respect to x. That means this formula. So what will come? X coefficient will come. What is that? Minus k. Sine will become what? Cos. That means minus ak cos omega t minus kx. So based on these two things, usually they will ask question, and we can make one relation also between them. So usually in the entrance point they can ask the question like directly what is the particle velocity, or what is the slope of the wave, or what is the maximum particle velocity, or else the last chance or last possibility they'll ask relation between these two. So what is the relation? How can you get the relation? Either you should multiply or divide. So here if you consider the slope is minus ak cos omega t minus kx, and the particle velocity is a omega cos omega t minus kx. Now divide both equations, Vp by slope. So I divided right side. Then similar way divide left side also. Vp means a omega cos omega t minus kx divided by here minus ak cos omega t minus kx. So a cancel and cos cancel. So here k minus omega by k. You must get instantly one thing, that we have seen this somewhere. Where? We have seen this equation that omega by k nothing but wave velocity, lambda by t, or omega by k nothing but what? Wave velocity. So here the particle velocity is minus v into slope. So this is the relation between particle velocity and wave velocity and slope. So out of these three quantities, any two quantities they may give, then we can find the third one. So depending upon the question, you have to utilize the formula. So this is the other thing they can ask after the last class. So last class we have discussed they can give one equation, they can ask wavelength or time period or amplitude or anything. Now they can also ask few more things based on the same thing, that is this one. Last time also I gave one or two exercise questions, but few people have asked me how to do these questions. So that's why I thought to explain one question. Let us take one question and let us try to solve everything in this manner. Right. So take one equation. So one equation is there. What is that equation? Take for example y equal to 20 sine 0.2 pi omega minus 2x something. So when they give one equation, then first thing what you have to do is you have to compare it with general equation. So y equal to, what is the general equation we have? Y equal to a sine omega t, either plus or minus, as they have given minus kx. This is the first step you should do it. First step. Then here compare both equations. They will mention like t is in terms of seconds, x is in terms of meters or something, or here only they will mention like this is meter, and here they will mention like x is in meter and t is in seconds, something like that. If they mention centimeter, take centimeter only. If they mention meter, take meter. If they mention millimeter, take the value in millimeter. But compare such that you can write all the values, like here in place of amplitude 20 meter, first one. Then in place of omega, sorry, this one t, sorry, please correct it, because here they will give the equation in terms of time and displacement. So here t coefficient is omega, x coefficient is k. First thing you should understand. So in the given equation, what is the t coefficient? So 0.2 pi. Sometimes they will give like this also, for just to check your understanding and just to check your like how silly mistakes you will do it. See, same thing, suppose they will give like this. Something they will give 0.1x something. Then immediately in hurry what we will take is t coefficient 0.2, we will take directly omega. But here one more is there, if you multiply inside, then pi into 0.2, that will become omega. And here 0.1 is not k, pi into 0.1 is k, like that. So you have to take care, just compare carefully, then find omega value and then k value. So what is the k value here? 2 meter, sorry, 2 per meter. Because k means what? 2 pi by lambda. 1 by meter, unit is. So per meter. So that is what? The wavelength. That is what? The wave number. Now, A, omega, k. These three values you will come to know first. Now what they can ask? First thing. What is the wave velocity? Wave velocity means what? Omega by k. Or wave velocity is also equal to what? Lambda by t. Why? Because omega is 2 pi by t, or k equal to 2 pi by lambda. As you know k, you can find lambda. As you know omega, you can find time period. Or as you know omega and k, you can find the velocity. Now they can also ask what is the maximum velocity of the particle. That is A omega. So A value they have given, omega value they have given, then you can find it. Then they can also ask slope. They will give, suppose slope they are asking, then Vp equal to minus V into slope. Just now we have seen the relation. Then V value we know it. Slope value, particle velocity we can find. Particle velocity how you will find? At particular time, at particular position if they mention, then you can find it. Or they may give directly particle velocity, because what is the particle velocity equation we got? A omega cos omega t minus kx. So they may mention particle velocity like 2 meter per second, or you may have to find from this equation. Then you can find slope. Or they can ask directly slope also. What is the formula for slope? Slope formula is what we got it as ak, but minus ak cos omega t minus kx. So like that they can ask the question based on all these formulas. So what is the first duty you have to do? Take the equation given, compare with the general equation, then find the A omega k, then think of what they are asking exactly, then search for the suitable formula, then go for the proper and perfect and fast calculation. So that way you can solve the question based on such kind of things. So that is about the wave equation and speed of wave, speed of particle, slope of the wave and the relation. But here sometimes they will also give question like this. What is that question is? The question is about they will give one equation, and they will ask you to check whether the equation is satisfying the wave equation or not. Like suppose the known example we will take it, y equal to a sin omega t minus kx. They are asking whether it will satisfy or not. But we knew it already because this is the equation we have taken already. So this is the wave equation. If they give another equation, then we can check with one condition whether it represents wave or not, wave equation or not. What is that condition? Based on that also, sometimes question can be asked in the entrance. Oh, what is that condition? So as we have done first dy by dt already, let's take a omega cos omega t minus kx. And we also find dy by dx, that is minus ak cos omega t minus kx. Now you differentiate this again. That means d square y by dt square, double differentiation. Nothing but what? D by dt of dy by dt. So you have to differentiate this one. A omega constant. Again you have to differentiate with respect to t. See, this already we found. So if you substitute this in this place, a omega is constant, come outside. Differentiation of cos. So differentiation of cos with respect to what? Time. That means cos will become what? Minus sine. But here with respect to t means what coefficient will come? Omega. So minus omega cos omega t minus, sine. Differentiation of cos will become minus sine. Now same way here, d square y by dx square. That means d by dx of dy by dx, double differentiation. You have done in kinematics. D square x by dt square, acceleration, like dv by dt, where v is dx by dt. That only we will write it as d square x by dt square. Same manner here also. Even in SHM also we have seen that equation. Now this, if you do it, see here, differentiation of this, minus ak is constant. Then differentiation of again cos, minus sine omega t minus kx. And with respect to x means coefficient will come minus k. Now minus into minus plus, plus into minus minus. So finally minus ak omega square sine omega t minus kx. And here minus omega square a sine omega t minus kx. Now if you divide these two things, let's take d square y by dt square by d square y by dx square equal to, divide this with this. Left side I divided. Now right side if you divide it, sine will get cancelled, a will get cancelled. Oh sorry, here k into k square. So sine will get cancelled, a will get cancelled. So what will remain here? Minus omega square by here what is there? Minus k square. So minus cancel. So omega square by k square. Nothing but I can write it as omega by k whole square. Where omega by k is what? Wave velocity, v square. So d square y by dt square equal to v square into d square y by dx square. If there is any equation, unknown equation, and they are asking you to check whether it satisfies wave equation or not, then you have to do 2 times differentiation. That too with respect to t separately, with respect to x separately, and you have to substitute in this equation such that LHS should be equal to RHS. Then you can confirm that that equation satisfies wave equation. So if you look at overall class, it's all about mathematics, differentiation. So please take care of that whatever formula I have given and practice everything whatever equations I have written. So once you practice, if not twice you practice, ask me if there is any doubt. Then I also explained one example. So based on that only today I will give you questions. Okay. So in the coming class we will study about the new thing that is called speed of longitudinal wave and speed of transverse wave. This is general wave equation. When you take one particular specific equation like sound wave, nothing but longitudinal wave, what is the speed in gas, in solid, in liquid? And same way, if you take one transverse wave, what is the example we are considering in this chapter? Transverse wave on string. So what is the velocity of that wave? So those things we'll study in the coming class, right? So thank you so much.